Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so this is a flyer I received in my car. I was at the town hall on September 18th from Commissioner Burgash. This was on my car, and I just wanted to go over this. I made some notes here. What is it that We Are Perdido wants, or what is it that they're doing? What if Perdido were a town? Is what they ask. And then, so if you're in sales, you're looking for a benefit. What's the benefit you're selling? Okay, you're selling a benefit. What's the benefit to me as a citizen? Well, the only benefit they put here is this first thing. What would we gain as a town? Perdido citizens would have a unified local voice and the ability to make their own local decisions and a seat at the table. They go on and discuss this table thing. So come back to that in a second. And they talk about how does the process work, and then they've got the feasibility study. We found that their feasibility study they posted online is not the same feasibility they actually posted or gave to the state. And so we're fleshing some things out here as we go. I want to just go through this real quick. You'd ask about what is government like. This is their concept of keeping the government small, and it states a model of municipal government that limits government size and taxes. Okay, that's fine. And then that's great. Now just remember, government light, it's not baked into anything. It's just simply the form that they're starting with. This is how you start on the cheap. This is how you get it done to begin with. It's how you sell it to the citizens. All right, because at any point you can add services. You can add to your budget. You can whatever the council, the 5 or the 7 members of the council vote. Guess what? We take it. That's what we do. What they tell us. All right. So now, what would it mean to me? Is this question up here? Becoming a town means having a seat at the table you would otherwise not have and a voice at meetings to which you would have never been invited. I understand, but that's a little nebulous there. But it is having elected officials, local citizens, your friends, your neighbors, attend intergovernment conversations with a united voice for the residents. A town government is the level closest to the people, the most local form of elected representation, and therefore the most directly beneficial to the local citizens. All right, so I have a question. There's 3 people that I put another video, and I showed you the 3 guys who have decided to push this through. They've been the ones that put their name on the document. All right. What I'm curious to know, those 3 gentlemen, I would like to know from either Commissioner Burgash or now the new District 2 representative, or even Underhill, who was there 8 years prior. How many times have those 3 gentlemen come to a Board of County Commission meeting and advocated for Perdido? What is it? What have they gotten up and spoken? Have they said, hey, we need this, we need that, bring it out here? Because that's what we need. We need people advocating for us at the Board of County Commissioners. That's what We Are Perdido needs to think about, because this is questionable. This is very questionable. All right. So this is the front page of this. It talks about another layer of bureaucracy, ? And it says, no, it's quite the opposite, and trust me, this is government. This is a new government you're creating from scratch. This is another layer of bureaucracy without the question mark. There's no doubt about it. It's an exclamation point. All right. So now on this back page, they talk about myths versus facts. I want to try to be quick here, and this is time consuming, but this first part, they talk about a new town would have no control over development. Well, they talk about would produce its own comprehensive 20-year plan through citizen input. There's a lot to this, and that's gonna be a video into itself, upzoning, downzoning, and the concept of doing its own, how shall we say, comprehensive plan, which is what Perdido Key itself did several years ago, and we talk about that. All right, so then it goes on, asks as a myth is a new city would add a sales tax. Well, he doesn't clearly state it, but as a municipality, he states that a significant portion of existing sales and gas taxes will return to our area, and we'll talk about that in a second. So the next myth is cities require high property taxes. Well, that's a very open statement, okay? And it talks about DeBerry, Florida, the property taxes are lower inside the city limits than in the surrounding unincorporated county. That's fine. But that's not going to be the case here. It goes on and states that Perdido can incorporate without the need to raise additional tax revenue. Well, we're going to talk about that real quick. Okay, I pulled this off of Florida League of Cities, and I just want to go over it real quick. This is talks about the revenues, how you can obtain revenue for a new city. And the first thing, this is a 10-year-old document, September 2013, but I'm sure it's still relatively correct. But first and foremost, it says on deciding whether to create a municipality, one must affirmatively answer two fundamental questions. Are you willing to control your own destiny? Question mark. And the next question, if so, are you willing to pay for it? I think that's the canary in the coal mine right there. I'm just going to run down the revenues and how we can get more revenue as a city, how they can get more revenue as a city. And it states that let me just add something here. So once the municipality has been created, a number of revenue sources become available to the municipality to fund its operation. Everyone understands the ultimate source of municipal revenues is the public. That's you and me, brother and sister. All right, so I'm going down here and I'm just going to skip through, and it just states a municipality is authorized to levy property taxes of up to 10 mils. It says the Florida Constitution intended this source to be a local government's primary source of taxation. Interesting. All right, they can levy up to 10 mils. And I'm not going to state they're going to, but I'm going to tell you that that's within their purview, and all it takes is whatever 5 votes or 7 votes on the commissioners, whoever they are. God bless. We're going to have Perdido politicians, which Perdido is Spanish for lost. So we're going to have lost politicians. All right. So the next it goes into Florida statute and authorize a municipality to levy up to 10% municipal utility tax. Okay, which is a public service tax on the purchase of electricity, water service, and gas. Any of your, regardless of what kind of gas it is. So our electricity and our water and our gas, okay, we're going to pay 10% more for it. Or maybe they just do 5% more. Who knows? I can't speak to, who knows? All right. I'm sure they probably got it budgeted low here, but guess what? If they ever need money, and what do governments traditionally run short of? And then who is the provider of those funds? You and me, brother and sister. So here's the next Florida statute, authorizing municipalities to levy a local communication services tax of up to 5.12% on a broad range of statutorily determined communication services. That's phone, which nobody has phones anymore. I don't know if it's internet. Trust me, it's cable. And I'll guarantee you it's probably your cell phone bill if you get billed here locally. So, all right, there's a whole bunch of stuff here, and that's, we can talk about it, but Burgosh mentioned in his, he talked about state shared or shared revenues, and it talks about, so that this goes into that real quick, and I'll try to be quick. I'm running long, and I apologize. I don't like these to be this long, but it talks about the primary state shared revenues come from the Municipal Revenue Sharing Trust Fund for municipalities and the local government half-cent sales tax. All right, so now this first thing talks about how to get the money, the shared revenue from the Municipal Revenue Sharing Trust Fund. All right, so in order to receive revenues from the fund, a municipality must satisfy a variety of state-created criteria. Chief among the criteria is that the municipality must have an annual audit conducted on its finances, and it must derive the equivalent of 3 mils in ad valorem tax revenues. And that's based on property taxable values in the year of incorporation. All right, so there's a 3 mil property tax guaranteed, an increase, 3 mil guaranteed increase. So this statement over here from Perdido, we are Perdido. Perdido can incorporate without the need to raise additional tax revenue. It just doesn't seem like that's the case here. Now, there's more about county shared revenues, and I think chief among it states here about the biggest tax that you can receive a shared portion of is the local option gas tax, and there's which I guess we're putting a 2-penny tax on there now, so there is money there for sure. We're gonna fund government. That's no doubt about that. All right, so then conclusion. Incorporation is not for everyone, nor will everyone support incorporation. However, incorporation is an excellent option for those residents of the community who want increased levels of service and are willing to pay for them. So that statement there is an excellent option for those residents in a community who want increased levels of service. Well, guess what? We're not going to have a zoning department. We're not going to have police. We're not going to have fire. We're not going to have schools. We're going to, you know what, our increased level of service is? It's a seat at the table. That's what we get. We get a seat at the table. And I get it. Yeah, there's probably a benefit there. But I ask, who from We Are Perdido has advocated at the Board of County Commissioners for us on any issue ever? Who? What have they done at any point in time? Have they ever been to the Board of County Commissioners and said, we need this out in Perdido? We need this. We'll find out. That's, there's more to talk about. The Perdido Key Drive, access, beach, the access after a hurricane. We can talk about all that, but it's going to come. There's a whole nother video coming. And people, think about this. You're going to create a monster. This has got to go away. We Are Perdido. We need them. Yeah, we need smart guys. Look at all this stuff they've created. I mean, these people are brilliant. I get it. Somebody's got a pretty serious English degree, I'm guessing. But with that being said, we need to work together to make Perdido better. And we don't need to make Perdido a city or town and add taxes and add elections and so God, oh my God, it's just scary. Thank you for your time.